Today we're going to be doing another unboxing, and here we have the figure from the manufacturer Wanderer, a 1/6 scale PVC figure of the characters Hachiroku and Olivi in Bikini from the series Maitetsu. So before we get into the figure, just in case you didn't know, Maitetsu is a visual novel originally developed by Loose, which originally released in Japan in 2016, which was released internationally by Sekai Project in 2018. Which this figure here is actually based off the sequel, which is Maitetsu Last Run, which was released in 2020. Which Maitetsu actually has a manga adaptation, which was serialized in Famitsu Comic and published in 2017 by following the same story from the developers from Loose and also an artist by the name of Kanro Ame. Which Maitetsu also had an anime adaptation, or should I say an anime spin-off based on the series, which actually goes by a different name, Rail Romanesque or Rail Romanesque, which originally was aired in 2020, which actually consists of 2 seasons. So as you can see, here's the box rotating in 360, so without holding you guys back, let's just take Hachiroku and Olivi out of the box and see how they look. As you can see, here's Hachiroku and Olivi straight out of the packaging. They are wrapped in bubble wrap and a bit of plastic on the top end here to protect them from getting any breakage or scratches. So let's just remove all this and see how they look. So as you can see, it does come with an assembly instructions guide. So this wasn't a plastic slip that you do have to open and take out, and it actually folds like a booklet. But as you can see here, the top portion is, you know, how to put them together into the base, that the hands get a little bit too close to each other, so do be careful. And also the hat placement. And there's not really much else on this. It actually is all in Japanese, so if you can't really read Japanese, it's kind of a simple instructions guide, so it's not really like you need to read them, but just be, you know, a little bit precaution when adding it or placing them together. So as you can see, here's the base that it does come with. So as you can see here, it does have a top portion design. You can see here a Maitetsu and a little bit of train design, and on top here you see it does have with the peg stands here where you place the figure on top of. And the bottom here, there's not really much to show. At the top here it says made in China, and in the bottom it does have the company Loose or Lose who made the game or the visual novel. And the top portion here, you can see they kind of like almost like, what do you call this, like edge line here, like almost like when you're making wood and you carve it. That's kind of how the design looks. And I've gotta say, the top portion here, I feel like they could have made a more clearer picture here. It kind of looks a little bit fuzzy, but I mean, it's better than just having a white base, right? I'm glad that at least they put like something on the top design. So here we have is Hachiroku, and I think this is the first figure you put on the base before adding Olivi. So as you can see here, starting from her feet area, you can see her little toenails it is painted pink, so have it like a different color than the skin tone that she does have. And you can see at the bottom of her feet, there's not really too much details, but there are holes for like to place the peg holes in. As you can see here, going straight up, I don't know if my camera could capture it. It does have a little bit of shading and design on the creases of her like foot area, but not too much. Do be careful here on this little bikini strap here. It kind of flexible, but I feel like if you like flick it too much, it is gonna break. You can see the back here, like I was saying, a little bit of a decent shading and spot here, and you can see the bikini is kind of tight on her bottom area, and it's pretty squished up there. Here's her hand, and just like her feet, does have pink nails. And here's her back hair, which like I've said with the bikini straps, it is a little bit flexible, but just be careful when handling this, because I feel like you can kind of like flick this and snap it off. So do be careful when handling her hair, and also her thigh area where her bikini strap is, because it feels like you can actually break this here, and also the back top portion here. Just be careful not to grab too much from that area. As you can see, I can't really show you too much of her back because her hair kind of like goes over it, but you can kind of see they did add a lot of detail to it. And yeah, you can see from this angle, you can see her bottom hair here looks. They add a lot of details here with the linings, which looks really great. Like I said, it's kind of like stuck there, so I can't really get too close to it. And here's the stomach area, which I really do like. Here you can see, I don't know if my camera could capture it, but you can see the shading on the sides here where it represents like the stomach. Looks really great, and I do like that. Here's the top of her bosom. The strap does go a little bit top, so you can kind of see it like a little empty spacing in between, you know, to represent her chest area. And here's a closer shot on her face, which looks pretty cute. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but she does have a nose. I think if I show you a little bit slanted here, yes, you can see a little bit of a lump, a little bit like a bump here to represent her nose, which is pretty cute, little small face. And at the bottom here, her front bangs covering her eyebrows, which looks really good. And here we have is her hair is actually a bit of a purplish, whitish tint rather than a black solid color. You can see here her right hand here, same thing as her feet. It has pink nails, and in the back here she does have, I think, is a hairpin. I don't know what you specifically call it, but I really do like the way it looks. It's really detailed and looks really great. It's kind of a little bit like fragile-ish, so I wouldn't advise to be careful when grabbing it from there too. Here's the top hair, which again looks really great. Not too much details on the top, but on the sides here you can see lines and representing the hair, and looks really great. I really do like this way this figure looks. It looks really great. The hair's a lot more purplish, or maybe that's because of the lighting, but it looks a lot more purplish than black. But it actually looks really good. Let's just connect this to the base and then move on to Olivi. So before we move on to Olivi, I forgot that does come with a hat that she does wear, and it looks pretty good. So this hat doesn't actually connect to her head, it just gets placed on top of it. So you can see there's nothing actually to connect to her hair or at the top of her head. So I think it's pretty circular, ovalish. But yeah, so when you place it on top, I think you just drop it down and it just automatically connect to the fingers. Just be careful not to pull it too much, because I feel like you can kind of like scratch the paint when you're getting too close to her fingers. So just be, you know, cautious when placing it on. So here we have is Olivi. As you can see here, her bikini is more of a red stripes and star rather than a white bikini. So same thing with Hachiroku's feet. She does have pink nails, and you can see in the bottom she does have 2 holes to place the pegs in. Not like that, guys, relax. And here it's a little bit off her foot on her left side. The bottom looks great, but the back side kind of looks weird. That's just me though. I mean, maybe it's not, but like I said, the sculpting looks pretty decent. I do like the way it looks. And just like Hachiroku, do be careful with these straps here. Like I say, they kind of flick a little, but I feel like if too much pressure on it, it could like break. So do be careful when handling this. Same thing with this side. Just be really careful when handling the figure. So here's a closer shot. You can see her thighs come up here. You can see she does have a short bikini, and you can see it is pressed up against her. So it's kind of like, and looks pretty detailed. Yeah, you can see from this angle a little bit better where it's pressed up against her backside. And yeah, I do like the sculpting here where you kind of see a bit of like I don't know if my camera captures it decently, but you can kind of see the shading. It looks pretty decent. But she does have like the bikini strap top here. You can see it's a little bit flimsy, just like their bottom, so do be careful about it so it doesn't break when handling it. Here's her right hand here, same thing as her foot. Her nails are pink, or a darkish type pink. And same thing with the Hachiroku. A lot of detail here on the stomach area. It looks really great. I don't know if you can kind of see the lines on it. A lot of detail work there. It looks really great. And you can see the top half bosom area. The strap does go up a little bit, so you can kind of see like there's an empty space behind it. And yeah, you can see her hair here is more of a greenish at the bottom, all the way to the blondish top area here. And you can see they did add a lot of details to the hair. You can see like a lot of lines here, almost like you can see where she tied up her hair to make her ponytail. No, her twin tail. My mistake. But yeah, as you can see the top hat, you can see her ears, her nose, her mouth. You can see her little face here on the front, blushing just like Hachiroku, and her eyebrows are also underneath her bangs. And it's kind of like hard to tell, but if I angle like this, you can kind of see her eyebrows. And it looks really great. Now you can see her hair top half here. Actually, a lot more detail than Hachiroku's hair. And you can kind of see her both sides here, almost like, you know, because she is like representing a train. She has those sides there. I don't know what piece of the train that is, but it looked really great. So let's just add this to the base and add them together next to Hachiroku. Here we have is Olivi's hat, which actually does have small English text on the hat. So I'm gonna do the best I can for my camera to focus it so you guys can read it. But if you don't know what it actually says, it does say the Baldwin Locomotive Works, Mikan, Philadelphia, USA, IX. I think that's what it says. The best I can by looking at it. But yeah, so this actually has a little bit of a slant inside of the hat where you actually place it on her fingers. But the hat's pretty, I mean, there's not really much I can say about the hat. It's circular, not oval shaped like Hachiroku's hat. And like I said before, the bottom here does have a little indent where her finger actually stands on. So you can actually place it, just rest it just on her hand. If you're curious, you can actually place the hat on top of Olivi, but it kind of looks a little bit off. So it actually wasn't designed for that, but you can actually place it if you wanted to place it on. Alright guys, so that was Wanderer 1/6 scale PVC of both of the characters, Hachiroku and Olivi, in bikini based on the game Maitetsu Last Run. So all in all, I gotta say, such a little cute figure. I really do like the way this figure came out. Looks a lot better up close. And not really much bad I can say about this, but I did want to clarify before anyone says, oh my god, this is a LOLI figure. No, they're actually dolls. Or should I say Rail Lords? Well, I don't want to really get too much into it. This is going on based on the manga because I read the manga but not actually played the visual novel, so I would assume it's the same because the manga follows the same story of the visual novel. But if you don't know, Rail Lords are like human doll-like modular manufactured for rail cars with a driver's cab or driver's seat around the same time the rail car is made. Their sympathetic communication allows the railers to communicate with each other, such as share information, sense, and emotions to a certain extent. So basically like almost like an AI robot, I guess, but they're dolls. So they call them Rail Lords. And if you didn't know, what does Maitetsu mean? Well, glad you asked. Maitetsu actually is, well, remove the mai in the beginning half, leave tetsu in, leave tetsu and just add do. Tetsu do means railway. So basically railway, and the mai comes in when you're talking about like mai, like my. So like Maitetsu, just remove the do and add mai together with tetsu and it's Maitetsu. Basically my railway, I guess, in a way. Right? Railroad, railway. Well, anyways guys, that's all I wanted to say if you were a little bit curious. So technically speaking, this is not a LOLI figure. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube. This is a doll. They're dolls. So I'm gonna leave you guys off with the figure rotating in 360 and other close-up shots on the figure. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh, I did want to add, I hope I pronounced everything correctly. If I did pronounce anything wrong, you guys can tell me below if I said anything wrong or I didn't add anything, because I know some people tend to say, Game Smashers, you said this wrong. I apologize. A lot of things are going through my head when I make this video, so if I say anything wrong, I apologize and I'll try to make it better in the next one. So remember guys, if you have any feedback, leave it in the comments below and I'll take it into consideration when I make my next video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys embarrass me a little when you tell me that I say something wrong.